Hey guys, congratulations. I am so glad you are here. We are cruising into the fourth quarter. I want you to know, as of today, there's only 85 days left in 2025. Oh my gosh. And there's only 15 days until my book, The Major and the Musician, officially launches. And I'm going to give you some behind the scenes with Bren. And we're talking a little bit about who I am, what I do, and why I do it. I won't claim to have all the answers, but let us know in the chat where you're chiming in from. Because if you threw a dart at the middle of the U.S., I'm right there, Oklahoma. And the wind truly does come sweeping down the plain. And the weather, I mean, we have 100 degrees one day, and then today or yesterday, this morning, it was like, I don't know, 65. So I've got sweater weather going on. And I love that sketch that Saturday Night Live does. Sweater weather. Yeah. Let us know in the chat where you're chiming in from. And TikTok, you've got your own platform over here. And we're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Please drop a hi in the comments and let us know where you're logging in from. Again, my name is Bren Harris, and I am the Warrior Mom. I founded The Warrior Nation when my son was medically injured at 22 months of age. He was just a baby. And I want you to know, I see you, I hear you, you belong here. The last 15 plus years, let me tell you what, we have walked straight through hell, and now we walk out of there like we own the place and take water back to those still in the fire. Here at The Warrior Mom and The Warrior Nation, we have 3 strong pillars: connection, community, then contribution. We give back. We don't learn all of this so that we can hoard all the good stuff and all the information. We lock arms with you and we walk the journey together. Please let us know in the chat where you're chiming in from. And again, I have Seattle in the house. We have Atlanta in the house and Houston in the house. Great to see you. And Oklahoma, representing my home state here. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys are here. And what we are going to do tonight, we're talking a little bit about some definitions. And Midwest City in the house. Great to see you just down the turnpike there. I am so glad you guys are here. And I will be showing you a little bit about how Warrior Mom started. But I want you to know, you are here for such a time as this. And maybe if you're not into mysteries, suspense, and intrigue, this might not be the book for you, but you might know someone who would love it. Now, I told a little bit about myself last week. Please check out that video. I was never the girly girl, rom-coms and, chick flicks and sappy flowers and all of that. I was the let's go make it happen. I always wanted to watch the mysteries. I always wanted to solve the puzzles. I always wanted to do the treasure hunt. Now, I'm going to go in the Wayback Machine. My son was born in Japan, and he now towers over me. He's a huge teen with a deep voice. But Wayback Machine, this is probably 2008. And we transferred from Japan back to Oklahoma and stayed with relatives. You can see I've got baby Zach in my arms. My hair is not quite as blonde. And my hot tea and my MacBook. And the warrior was awoken in me in that moment. It feels like it was just last month, even though it's been many years. And moms were being disrespected online, and I just couldn't handle it. It woke up something in me, that warrior spirit that says, hey, this is not right. And when we are stronger together, when we lock arms and tackle these issues together, great things happen. We are now a movement in over half a dozen countries, and I want you to know there's always room for more. And when I say, I see you, I hear you, you belong here, I mean that. You are valuable. And I don't give that lip service, very lightly. When I say we've walked through hell, I mean it. We've spent 7 years going out of state every single month to detox from heavy metals and all the toxins in the current immunization schedule. We have since learned that my son has multiple genetic markers that make it impossible to detox these things on his own. And I know we've all heard about folic acid, and uh, enriched or fortified cereals and breads and grains. That's garbage. Folic acid is man-made. It's synthetic. Our bodies were not meant to be able to use that for energy. And folate is the key. And if you really want some more, dive down that rabbit hole, I'm happy to recommend. We don't make any money off of it. We have a couple of, hey guys, great to see you. We have Georgia in the house. Oh, North Dakota in the house. That's a first. Thanks, guys. And we have some really affordable, we found some really affordable online genetic tests. It's a simple cheek swab. You send it off. In 7 days, you have your results, and it helps you know a starting point. We all have these smartphones, and we can put in the coordinates where we're starting, your GPS. To get from point A to point B, we need to know current location. Please enter your current location. And that's how I describe this to my tribe. When we have our starting point, what are those genetic markers? What's the best medication or supplementation that fuels our genetic makeup? And I firmly believe, and people way smarter than me have even mentioned this in the last few months, that medicine is going in the direction of a genetic base. When we know where we are and where it's easier to get to where we're going, which is health and wealth. Now, I don't claim to have all the answers. What I do know is that a year ago, I had scribbles on a page and I was walking in purpose and championing my calling. I invested in myself and joined a mastermind. When you're around 1%ers, hey, competition happens at the bottom. Collaboration happens at the top. Hear me, warriors, that's worth repeating. Competition happens at the bottom. I worked corporate for 5 years. It felt like 15. I would not do that again. I had a laundry list of health issues because I was a square peg trying to fit into a round hole. It did not work. I have worked for myself for the last 15 years, and it has been beautiful. Now, I'm fortunate because I have that entrepreneurial spirit. Not everyone does. Let me tell you what. You have a special needs child, there's no way you can have a regular W-2 job where you're supposed to have a butt in the seat in the cubicle being around all these people. We have medical appointments, we have therapy appointments, we have a special individual education plan meetings with the school, all these things. And when you stack that every single day, your schedule becomes mandated to revolve around that, to equip our children to have better life and quality of life. Now, this is an unpopular opinion. I know that we are all about longevity. I'm about longevity with quality of life. We have had a recent relative was nearing the centenarian mark, 100 years old, and it just took longer, and they lingered. It wasn't quality. It was trapped in your house, having people wait on you hand and foot, and you really didn't know what was going on or who exactly was there. Now, I want you to know that I may not have all the answers. Anyone that spent 5 minutes with me, I don't know. I'll find the answer. I don't know yet. Power of yet. Carol Dweck out of Stanford. I don't know yet, but I will find the answers. And I'm telling you, when they say Dr. Mom, I get it now, 15 years later. I have stacks and files and Google Drives of data and research, theory to application. My son has multiple genetic markers. We have 5 pages of data from that simple cheek swab test that tells us exactly the medication that works best for his genetic makeup. And a lot of that is natural. If you are not in the know, or you're wondering, how can I feel better? Shout out, I've got some gluten-free peeps on here. Princess Miranda, I see you. And we have been gluten-free 12 months this year. 12 months, a dozen years gluten-free. Let me tell you what, my life is light years better. And why is that? Most wheat gluten in the US is saturated in a chemical called glyphosate in Roundup. You've heard of those lawsuits, and it is poison, straight up poison. Hey guys, great to see you. Yes, great to see you. We have Florida in the house. We have New York in the house. and New Hampshire. Great to see you guys. I want you to know, if you're just joining us, please let us know in the chat where you're logging in from, and that we can lock arms and crush this together. Now, my son is diagnosed autism spectrum disorder level 3, yet to be very verbal. We don't say nonverbal, we say yet to be very verbal. We have a diagnosis in our house. We do not have that thing. We have a diagnosis, and that qualifies him for a laundry list of services. And let me tell you what, this kid is busier than any corporate executive I've ever seen. He is doing speech and occupational therapy. We're doing private tutoring. We're doing ABA, applied behavioral analysis therapy. We are doing all the things that will set him up for success. Now, fast forward, this is probably 6 months ago. You can see what I mean. He towers over me now. You can see he had the big ear defenders on. That's one of our out-of-state medical trips. And he is so tall and has a very deep voice. And I've learned to embrace each season. If you have a neurotypical kid, that's okay. It's all right not to be able to relate. Maybe you can share this with a family that has a child with special needs. As of this broadcast, boys are diagnosed 1 in 31 just for autism spectrum disorder. That isn't the gambit of all special needs. And I want you to know, if that's not a pandemic, I don't know what is. And I'm so blessed with the direction that our country is taking on medical issues. And please say a prayer. We have a local child here who has been medically kidnapped from his mom and forced to take chemotherapy for leukemia when they were receiving alternative treatments. And let me hear my heart warriors. We will get into the book. I just want you to know the due process clause of the 14th Amendment guarantees your right as a parent to make informed medical decisions for your children. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. You have the power. And say, talk to Bren Harrison, Warrior Mom. Now, transitioning to a little bit more fun. Thank you guys so much for voting. We invited you along for the journey. I'm going to show you the best-selling author picture here. Right here, you guys showed up in force and voted for that specific picture. And huge shout out to the team, Say That Media out of New York, and Missing Piece Virtual Solutions out of Wyoming. And this is the final product. This is the author copy. And I want you to know, you guys voted on this, a beautiful, lovely cover. Now, we meant it to be provocative. It is not soft porn or anything creepy. These two people are highly in love. One is the major, one is the musician. And they rock a treasure hunt that takes us across all cultures. And tonight I'm reading a little segment, and I want to set the stage. There's a tiny little island in southern Japan. It's a little over 1,000 miles south of Tokyo. And I mean tiny. I'm guessing it might be 5 miles by 4 miles. It's very tiny. And we lived there for 3 years. We loved it. It's like a miniature Hawaii. And that's where my son was born. And I love that he has that heritage and those roots. This kid does not wear socks to this day. He is, he's got the keen hiking sandals, even when it's snowing. And he loves all things tropical and swimming and water. Water is his love language. And we get to share in that with him. And I am so glad you guys are here. I'm going to check the comments real quick. Oh, we have hearts, and we have gluten-free is awesome. That's from Princess Miranda. I feel amazing. Lost 10 pounds in 2 months. Peace out. Way to go. Bravo, warrior. And guys, we're not telling you to do the things our way. We're saying, hey, we found a better way, and we want to bring you along for the journey. Now, when we lived on this tiny little island in southern Japan, our backyard overlooked the East China Sea. It was gorgeous. Now, that said, we lived in this tiny little concrete bunker that was probably built in the 50s or 60s. And the reason it was a concrete bunker is because the typhoons there are so dangerous. In the States, we call them hurricanes. We survived one of the strongest typhoons on record. Roofs were coming off of our concrete bunkers. They were crashing into our little Scooby van cars. I mean, you drive on the right side, and they're, I mean, their cars. For a couple of $1,000, you can get a decent car and just drive it the couple of years you're stationed there. And it was so fun. It was so different than living in the States. And what I love is that I learned to appreciate the culture. I had never lived out of the US. I'd lived all over the US, but I'd never lived out of the US. And that was really amazing. I missed the food every day. Just a side note, I could eat all wheat, all gluten. Over there, there's no chemicals like we have here in the States. And I love that you are here for the reading. Now, the main character, her name is Ashley, and she is the musician in the title here, the major and the musician. And she is a new mom. And this is the first time she's been alone. She's had family and people helping her for the first few months of baby Liam's life. And they have just dropped her mom off at the airport in Naha at the very southern tip of the island. And sitting on the back lanai overlooking the East China Sea. And baby Liam has decided that he's going to not feel good. Isn't that always how it goes? And again, you do not need to feel like a warrior or be a mom to relate. And I am one of those moms, no joke. The sleep deprivation was real. My son did not sleep for the first probably 10 years of his life. And I honestly, I would totally give up the secrets if I was a prisoner of war because whew, it was not fun. And I just want you guys to know that I'm just peeling back the curtain. I worked with a team. We have been working the last year. And I wrote this book in my spare time. You do not have to have an 8-hour block of time. I did 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes after everyone went to bed. I did that consistently for about 8 months. And then we went into with the editing team. And let me tell you what, these people are the trifecta of success. And I am blessed to have worked with them. Let's see. Oh, and there's also a typhoon happening. So I'm setting this, and Liam and mom are chilling out. So here we go. And this is from The Major and the Musician by me, Bren Harris, the Warrior Mom. And we call this the first in a series of books, Warrior Mom Mysteries. The gentle patter of rain against the window evolves into a rhythmic tapping as baby Liam's cries suddenly pierce the calm. I spring from the rocker, touching his forehead, hot to the touch. Gently, I scoop him up, patting his back in a steady rhythm as I mentally prepare for what's next. The room is soon filled with the acrid smell of reflux, a benign word for a foul reality. His onesie, the sheets, and the handmade blanket from Gigi, all ruined. You couldn't give me 15 more minutes, kiddo? I whisper as the room spins around me. If sleep deprivation were a torture technique, I'd have surrendered all my secrets long ago. The ring of my phone cuts through the chaos. Balancing Liam on that one hip, I hurry to the entry table. As I reach for the phone, a loud crash startles us both. The bedroom window shatters. Liam's screams intensify. I whirl around to see a rock wrapped in a piece of paper resting in the chair we just left. Trembling, I approach the rock, unwrap the paper, and read the note. We know he gave it to you. We need it back or else. The words send a shiver down my spine as I clutch Liam closer. My hands tremble as I manage to trap the phone between my shoulder and chin, barely muttering a shaky, hello? Hey there, Mrs. Ransom. It's Della from Command Central. Oh my gosh. I'm there. I have chills. What do you do when danger actually follows you home? Hear me, warriors. What do you do when danger actually follows you home? Now we're going to kind of back up here. Mystery was our word. That's how my son learns new words, is American Sign Language. So here's how we define mystery. And that's what the book is right here. Take camera rich, take this picture. Mystery is unsolved or puzzling. And this is our sign, mystery. Dominant finger, thumb, and index finger, mystery. Just right at your forehead, mystery. Unsolved or puzzling. I love mysteries. I love ciphers. I love all the, decoding stuff when we were kids. And I loved that growing up. And that's kind of good because as a warrior mom, I'm putting on the detective hat all the time to see how I can meet my son where he is when he doesn't have the words to tell me. So, two signs tonight. We're recapping mystery. And then tonight's word is danger. And it's really funny. It's like this: two thumbs, danger. I don't know why. And that's defined as feeling unprotected. Have you ever been in a situation where you're like, wow, this doesn't feel right? When we were in living on Okinawa, the Yakuza has a small presence there. So I drew from that. I didn't know them personally. And we've woven that into the fabric of this book. And I want you to know, what if you were in that situation? Hear me, warriors. If you were in that situation, you've got a crying baby, it's nighttime, there's a typhoon raging, and you get up to answer the phone that you happen to leave in the entryway, and then you come back. As soon as you leave that rocking chair, a rock comes through the window and it shatters. Would you? This is my question to you guys, and you can put the answer in the comments below. Would you rush to the phone, or would you go back, uncurl the note around the rock, and read it? Because personally, I gotta know. And that's why our character chose that action. But I would like to know what you guys would do. And I want you to know that we are so blessed to share this journey with you. We would not be here without you. And if you're just joining us, please let us know in the chat where you're chiming in from. And yes, sweet tea. Oh, phone, then the rock, Kara says from Illinois. That's great. That's great. And she's a military spouse too, and a warrior mom. So we know Command Central's calling us. We better get that phone. And I want you to know that there's so many layers to all of this. And our words are mystery, and it's kind of a goofy sign, but it's two thumbs. Danger. It's almost like heart cracking, when you have that adrenaline. Danger. Yeah. And then what I want you to do is let us know in the chat if you're getting value. Also, if you can relate. And for those of you on the live, I just appreciate your time. Please put an L. And if you're on the replay, put an R. And also answer the question: would you answer the phone first with a crying baby on your shoulder, or would you go back and look at the rock? Because everybody's different, and we want you to do what works for you. Now, again, 15 days, this will launch. And right now, when this reposts as the reel and the replay, in the comments, I will put the link, and you can get the ebook for 99 cents just for a limited time only. This is for you guys for being here. TikTok, I see you. I know I'm looking at everybody else, but I want you to know I see you. And you can get the ebook for 99 cents, and that link will be provided. Oh, yes. Great to see you guys. And we have Bahamas in the house and Puerto Rico. Great to see you guys. And I want you guys to watch my socials. We will be officially launching in 15 days. And that's when the other portions of the book, the paperback, all of that will go live. And remember, what would you do? What do you do when danger follows you home, especially when people are thinking you hold a possession that they want? Also, would you answer the phone first with a crying baby and a raging typhoon and the open window with the rock? Or would you go back and see what the note says? There's more to come. We're going to do a series of these. And there's only 15 days, but you guys get the inside scoop. That's why you're here for behind the scenes at Win with Bren. Remember, I'm Bren Harris, the Warrior Mom, with the Warrior Nation, your source for mystery, suspense, and intrigue, and transparency. Warriors, unite.